It's Liverpool's big hit station, first thing on a Friday morning, and we are definitely now at that stage of the year where we start to look back on our highlights of some of the things that we've done over the past 12 months. This guy that we're going to welcome on the show right now has got so many to choose from. I don't know where to start, really, when I'm looking at it. Be it Eurovision, the Queen's Jubilee celebrations, he was one of the star performers there. Silverstone, where he was at the British Grand Prix, National Television Awards. He's even got his own special New Year's Eve. It's the one, the only Mr. Sam Ryder.
Hello, mate. How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good. What an introduction.
Yeah. Well,
can you do that every day for me? Just wake me up. I feel brilliant.
Well, we aim to please here at Zest Breakfast. One of the things I forgot to mention, actually, Sam, as well, is you've also managed to inspire, you might not be aware of this, but you've inspired the main character in a pantomime up here in Liverpool called Scouse Jack and the Beanstalk. Has anyone told you about this?
No, but tell me everything about it immediately. It sounds perfect.
It is, shall we say, it's an adult pantomime. It's a massive theatre in Liverpool Royal Court. It's on every single year, but Jack of Jack and the Beanstalk fame is modelled on you, and there's a performance of your song Spaceman, which opens up the second part. But as soon as he walked on stage, it's like, is that Sam Ryder? But yeah. So it shows that even at this early stage, Eurovision hasn't even got to Liverpool yet, but the influence is already starting to seep through.
Mate, I need to go and see this.
You do, and also as well, I've noticed at the performance I was at the other week, you've got a fan in Noddy Holder of Slave fame, because he was sat next to me, and when Jack performed Spaceman dressed as you, he was well into it. Noddy, he was nodding along.
Oh, good on Noddy. He knows his stuff, doesn't he? What a legend.
He is indeed. So what a year. I suppose we'll have to start with the big one, which was Eurovision. I want to ask you about it, really. Was there any, going into Eurovision, was there any sort of worry or concern on your part? Because it's almost, in recent years, it's become a bit of a poison chalice, really, hasn't it, for UK acts?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, 100%. There was when I got the phone call, I remember I was driving, I think, I don't know, M4 probably. And I got a message from someone at my label. It was actually like the president of the label. So I knew it was like a big message that was coming in. And he goes, let me know when you've got a minute to talk, and keep an open mind. And that was all the message said. And I was like, oh God, here we go. What's going on here? So I pulled over and I took the call, and he was talking to me about Eurovision. And he said, I've been contacted by the guys, and they've heard your song Spaceman, and they want you to do Eurovision. How do you feel about it? And my heart leapt for joy as a fan. I'm a big fan of Eurovision. Been watching it for years. My family and like parties with my friends like every year. But then almost immediately after, my head got involved and was like, well, what if you lose? And what if it ruins everything before it's even started?
Well, that's the thing. It is a big gamble, isn't it, Sam? Because you look at some of the acts in over the last decade or so, and it's broke them, really. There's some people who they've never recovered from it. I think that with the big difference to me, though, was because at first it was like, it was almost like, hey, who's the next victim going to be of the dreaded nil pois? But then you heard your song, and
the lamb.
Yeah, but you just thought to yourself, hang on, there's no way this one can end on nil pois. There's something here with Spaceman.
Yeah, mate. You know what? The big thing is, when you have these choices and these like little opportunities that come at you in life, you can't let your fear be greater than your enthusiasm, right? Like I said, I was a big fan, and my initial reaction, my heart lit up, and I wanted to do it. It was only like when I started thinking about things beyond my control, but it started dimming that light. Do you know, like the fear of coming last? I can't control that anyway. So you can't go through life being scared of things you can't control.
No. Very good way to look at it. I love your story too as well, Sam, because this isn't your first sort of dance in the music business, really, is it? There was a couple of bands that you were in before this happened. There was one called Morning After.
I've been dancing my legs off. I've been dancing my legs off, mate, for years.
Yeah. Well, then after that, you were in. There was another band, Close Your Eyes, and then you do a few odd jobs, including, didn't you open a vegan cafe? Yeah,
I've been a carpenter, labourer. Worked in a vegan cafe. Well, I opened it. Me and my partner ran it, and I say me and my partner. She did most of the work. I was the juicer. So I was singing at weddings. So I remember finishing someone's wedding, coming back at about 2:30 in the morning, and then thinking, well, I'll just go straight to the shop and start making the juice for today. Because it was all like, it took ages to juice vegetables and watermelon. So the milkman would be coming around the corner and I'd be there in my suit, fresh from a wedding, cutting up pineapples. It was bonkers. Like, but that's what you do, man. If you love something and you've got that dream and you're chasing it, you do anything necessary. You just don't stop. And that will carry on for your whole life. Doesn't matter if you reach what you perceive to be the success point or the pinnacle, you just carry on. You just, because you have to, it gives you your joy, it gives you your purpose and your fulfillment.
Okay, Sam, well, what we're going to do is we're going to play a tune from your brand new album. Then when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the album and some other bits and bobs, especially this big New Year's Eve gig that you've got for the BBC. Sam Ryder's our guest this morning.